Hey guys, it's Hustlemon. Thank you for dropping by in today's video. So guys, we've got some real big news for anyone who loves buying Pokemon singles and graded cards on eBay.co.uk. On 4th of February, there's going to be a switch up on their services that's actually going to directly impact consumers purchasing stuff from private sellers on their platform. I'm not going to lie guys, this video is going to be a very info dump based videos. I'm going to try to keep the flashy edits to a minimum.
I lied.
But if you love using eBay to buy Pokemon, or to be honest, any TCG products, this video is actually going to be worth a while for you guys to go and listen into. However, just to make it a bit more transparent and helpful for everyone, I'm going to split this video up into 4 separate parts so you can go ahead and time skip it into places that you feel like are more relevant to yourself. What I'm going to be covering then guys on today's video is, firstly, what are the new changes and why this is going to impact you. Secondly, why are these changes happening in the first place. Thirdly, rant mode. Look, I'm going to come in this from a bit of a unique perspective, at least something that I feel like I can share real good knowledge in regards to. For those of you who are not aware of myself, I've been doing alternative investment for a numerous amount of years now. I'm actually someone with real world experience in the financial industry, and I operate my own e-commerce business that I actually use eBay as well as one of my tools to go ahead and sell my products online as well. So this is a very, I guess, a unique or professional intake in regards to it, but I feel like it's a good chance for me to go ahead and, showcase a bit more of my knowledge in regards to this sort of area. And then finally, guys, I'm going to teach you ways of how you can go ahead and lessen the impact that's going to be coming in place, and how you can go ahead and save some money in your potential future purchases. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. So guys, on 4th of February, eBay.co.uk are launching a new service over here called Buyer's Protection Fee. It's not optional. You are going to need to go ahead and pay some additional fees for any purchases you're going to make from a private seller from here on out. Now, I will post the article over here in my video description. It does say it'll take 10 minutes to read in total, but to summarize it very simply, let's just say I'm to list this Charizard card over here on eBay as a private seller, and I listed it for £20. You're now going to have to pay a 4% fee for that item. So you're going to be paying 80 pence plus a flat fee of 75 pence on that purchase. So in total, you are paying £21, 55 pence plus the postage for that item. But me as the seller, I only received that £20 from what I listed on the item. Now, if you were to go ahead and purchase multiple items from the same seller, let's just say you're purchasing 2 cards for £5 each, that's £10 in total. Again, you're paying that 4% fee for that item, so that'll be 40 pence. But rather than you paying that 75 pence twice, because you're paying for 2 different items, you only have to pay that flat fee once. So you're paying that £11 15 pence. And that basically summarizes it, guys. They're putting these charges across onto any consumers that are buying anything from private sellers on eBay from here on forward. To be honest, guys, this is something that was easily coming ahead, and we're gonna go ahead and discuss that in the second part of this video, why these changes are happening. So guys, let's go ahead and discuss why these changes are happening. And I know some of you may be sat over there frustrated and annoyed, and maybe even have a reaction that goes like this: why am I paying for this additional fee? This is absolutely ridiculous. They're milking me for more money. That's it, I'm done. I'm taking my business elsewhere. Look, calm down guys, get yourself a cup of tea. Just because some information wasn't so obvious in the first place doesn't mean it wasn't happening in the background already. In fact, just under a year ago, eBay had the same process, except it was reversed this time round. Instead of the buyer paying the fee, it was the seller paying the fee. And the buyer was completely oblivious to this happening. In fact, we can take the same example, the Charizard card over here. Let's just say I listed this item for £20. You gave me that £20. You would have known, okay? Except me as a seller, I'm not receiving £20. In fact, I had to pay eBay on average 12.8% plus 30 pence as a fee on top. So just to simplify maths, I'm just going to say 13% plus 30p. So I would have only received £17 10 pence for this card. Now, if I'm new to the game of eBay as a private seller, that might have been completely caught off me off guard as well, because I'm not sat over there reading all the T's and C's, etc., and then figuring out all of a sudden at the end that I'm only getting this amount. It might have caused a bit of an upset to me as well, and obviously it caught me off guard. Now, if you look at eBay's new competitor in the game, Vinted, it's a lot more transparent with this information. In fact, Vinted keeps things very, very simple for a seller. You list an item, say for example, for £7. You will receive that full £7 for that item, except Vinted, upon the advertisement of the item, will say this is how much the buyer is going to receive, the £7. This is how much you're paying for the services, and this is the postage cost. So it broke that information down to the buyer that was fully aware that the seller is only going to receive the £7, but they're paying these additional things on top for that item, which is a lot more transparent. It's a lot more helpful, and it attracted in the newer audiences, the younger generation, onto their platform more and more. Obviously, naturally, eBay has saw this on their data. They've seen that Vinted was attracting the youths over there, and they're potentially losing future customers and sellers on their platform. They're, ultimately they're reselling e-commerce, and they want to go ahead and be competitive. So they've basically adopted the Vinted model. That's all they've done. They can see that it worked for them, and they can see that it's a lot more transparent and helpful for people. So that way, everyone is aware of the situation and how the process is and why they're following it. Like the conversation changes as well, because if I list the card for £20 and I feel like the card was worth £20, and you knew that the card was worth £20, you're not going to all of a sudden like try to negotiate with me going like extremely under, because you felt like, well, if I advertise the card, for example, £23, but fully aware that I'm only going to get around £20 for that item, you're not going to try to go ahead and like change up the language and go like, hey, I know this card is only worth £20, so why are you charging 23? And I'm going to have to go ahead and explain that information. And this happened to sellers over and over and over again, the private sellers that knew about eBay's platform. In fact, I can give you a real life example of this, like that happened to me, and this is actually a multiple like complaint that happened on eBay's channels, which they kind of realized that it was causing a bit of a ruckus and upset to their sellers. I once listed an item for £10, right? Now, I listed it for £10. I paid the £1.16 fee plus the postage. So I only received about £5 from this item. I got a negative feedback from a customer that says, this item's probably only worth around £6. I've overpaid for this item. This is absolutely ridiculous. Do not use this buyer. Not use this seller. And I'm just there screaming in my head, going like, yes, I only received £5. You're willing to pay £6 for it. So you actually could have given me more if we were just exchanging like hand in hand in real life. But except I had to sell it online and deliver it to you, because guess what? It's not coming free to your doorstep. And it caused obviously a bit of a ruckus for the sellers over there that obviously get impacted by negative comments, such as these people who are completely oblivious to the system. So now that eBay is doing this, it kind of creates that open communication, and it just like makes it so much more easier for people to understand and digest that information. And I'm kind of glad that they're actually gone ahead and implemented this, because like I said, it has worked for Vinted. And they do need to adapt like any other business. It's that classic example, adapt or die. But now it's time to go on rant mode. Right, guys, let's do this rant mode over here. And I will keep it professional as well. I'm not going to go like raging over here, like grinding my gears. I basically need to kind of like address this point. And I feel like this is actually a small mini chance of me flexing my knowledge and my financial experience and me running an e-commerce business. So I'm looking forward to doing this. But basically, it's even going to be probably an angle that most of you go like, I didn't see this coming. But this is my biggest critique today. The buyer protection flat fee of 75 pence, right? Look, here's the first thing, right? This buyer protection fee over here, this is eBay's basically fancy marketing term of saying this is our fee. Like, we want this. You're buying, you're selling, we want this. This is our middleman income over there. But obviously they don't want to kind of like be so upfront and obvious about it. They go like, oh, don't look at us. We're just eBay. We're your friendly neighborhood eBay. Yeah, we're just trying to help everybody out over here. They just don't want to like kind of like be so obvious up front about it, because you would kind of know straight away, well, this is what eBay's getting. But it's just one of those things, guys, like, it's a good marketing way. Now this is where it comes in as well, the buyer protection flat fee over there. And this is actually a different way. This is more like saying this is your card transactional fee. Now here's the thing, guys, right? Let's pretend this is my bank card over here. I'm going in store, I'm paying something for £5. Boop, 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 boop. Right, okay. You might think, all right, that merchant over there has got that full £5 over there. Wrong again. Look, I'm not talking about taxes, guys. I'm actually talking about card charges, because for them, yes, you paid £5, but in order for them to have that privilege of having a card machine and receiving money electronically, they have to pay Visa and their MasterCard. These are like the two biggest card manufacturers over there. They're massive conglomerate companies over there. You obviously know their name. You see it on their bank cards everywhere. In fact, I don't have the full data on me, but I'm sure at least 99% of bank cards it is going to be Visa or MasterCard over there. And they actually charge a small fee every time you use their card. So again, you paid £5, but that merchant would have had to pay a small fee of 15 or 30 pence. It varies between them two. So they would receive £4.85 or £4.70 rather than the full £5 because of that card fee. But then there's other card manufacturers over there, a lot more smaller over in the wider game, like Amex over here, Maestro, etc. There's a lot of different card manufacturers, but they take a lot more of the smaller percentage. Now, some of them have a fee of up to 75 pence. So eBay, rather than doing a mean or medium tested average over there, they've gone ahead and basically gone, yep, it's a 75p charge, that's it. Despite the fact that likely 99% of the people that are buying stuff from them are going to be using Visa or MasterCard, they literally are going to go ahead and charge that full 75 pence in total. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, if they had to pay 30 pence, it's only 45p difference. It's not that much. But you're thinking quite small picture. Let's multiply it, because it's not just going to be one person that's transacting on their website. It's going to be hundreds and thousands. So let's just do 10,000. That 10,000, all of a sudden, that 45 pence has become 4.5 grand. And that's going straight into their profit over there. And literally, that's only because they're covering on that off chance that random 1 to 2% of person is using the other cards rather than Visa or MasterCard. They should have done a means or medium tested average to see, like, I'm sure they could have got the data put over there and gone, like, this is how many people use Visa and MasterCard. This is how many people use these other card services. Can we just, like, kind of be a bit more fairer and make it somewhere in the middle with a mean and medium tested average over there? But they just basically simplified it, and it just means that they're getting extra money. That's it. Literally, it's simple as it goes. I'm hoping that I'm spreading this knowledge as well, that it might actually make you be a bit more considerate about when you're buying stuff from smaller merchants. Like, if I see a small family business, I try to pay them cash rather than card. Like, I know card is a lot more convenient, but I'm aware that they get these little charges on top, and this is determining that cash is king. If I was to pay something for a £5, give them cash, I know they're getting that full £5. That is it. Like, there's no like middleman, there's no little cut over there. They're getting that full £5, and especially for a smaller business, it helps out. eBay is also not being full transparent with this information. Is this buyer protection fee going to be on multiple sellers over there? Like, sorry, what I mean by multiple sellers is, let's just say if you're buying an item from one seller to another seller to another seller, like, they made it pretty obvious. If you're buying from one seller, you're paying, even if you're buying 2 items from them, you're just paying that 75 pence flat fee once and for all. But what about if you're buying from like 2 different sellers and you have multiple quantities in your basket? Are you paying that 75 pence just as a one-off charge, because eBay is ultimately the person that's getting the money? Or are you having to pay 75 pence, 75 pence, 75 pence for different sellers that you're using over there that are selling different items? That, I feel like that information could have been a lot more forthcoming, especially over here. But there are my 2 rants, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to go ahead and address this. Hopefully this information also helped you be a bit more considerate over there to smaller business, and it may have helped you learn a thing or two. But if you appreciate this like knowledge over there, and you felt like I've taught you a thing or two, just please hit that like button, because I would honestly, I really do appreciate that. But we need to go on to the final thing over here, and that is how you're gonna go ahead and save some money when this new when this new changes take into place. So guys, let's go ahead and discuss the final thing. How can you save some money when these changes go ahead and take in place as of next month? I've mentioned this beforehand. I've actually pointed it out in my investment binder series videos. This is something that I use as a quite good tactic for myself to save money when I'm looking at Pokemon cards. I search up cards that I'm interested in, but I always go with the intention that I'm buying multiple cards, especially with the series that I'm doing. It's very helpful for me to obviously have a look at individual listings and see what they got to offer. So for example, Charizard over here. I'll go ahead and click on this, have a look at the product. If I'm interested in it, I check out the seller as well and see if they got anything else. In this case, this seller has a lot more Pokemon cards available to their disposal. So I see the Charizard, I see the Gyarados, I see the Miraidon, the Pikachu, Onix, etc. Whatever. I'll just basically look at all the cards that I'm interested in, and then I will open up a dialogue channel with the seller. And first tactic I use quite easily is go, look, I can see you charge 99 pence for postage on these cards. Rather than you charging me 99p per time for these cards and sending out in 3 different envelopes, let's just say I want these 3, can you just combine it into one envelope and then therefore knock off £2 for myself? Like, when I use this tactic, like literally in about 95% of times it works. Like, people are more than happy, they can see the reasonable approach behind that, so automatically I save £2. The second thing is as well, obviously we know now with eBay that they're only going to charge me the 75 pence one-off. So rather than me like buying the cards on 3 separate different occasions from the same seller, I just want to go ahead and nab everything that I see straight away that in one go. So again, I'm saving that 75p as a one-off fee. The final thing as well, guys, and this works 9 out of 10 times. I've even shown cases that it's worked, on my investment binder series. I open up like, I guess, a Moroccan market or Turkish market, like dialogue sort of thing, where I go, hey, I'm interested in multiple cards. Are you happy to discuss the prices? And literally 9 out of 10 out of times, people are more than willing to go ahead and do that because, they get that money up front in one go, and they save that time as well. They know that they only have to do this job as a one-off, rather than them packing up 3 different cards and sending it out for 3 different days. They're sending all these 3 cards to one person on one day. They save time as well, so therefore they save money as well in that aspect, because obviously it's classic saying, time is money. So I might even just go, look, are you willing to knock off £2 in total as well? Look, so the postage we get off £2, and then can we get another £2 off the order? Then automatically I save £4 over there. And like I said, 9 out of 10 times I've done this multiple occasions. It works for me, and it's one of those things, guys. I love eBay for that, because it's like that nice little dialogue channel that we have. The other thing, guys, and this is actually a bit of a good speculation. This is a good guess. I would say that this could be something that may incur on eBay. Now, in the past, eBay actually offered sellers discounts when they were putting something on sale on their channel. Rather than charging them full 13% for the seller fee, they had like an offer on where they take away the seller fee up to from 50 to 80%. Most cases it was 80%, but it varied between 50 to 80%. So rather than me paying 13% that seller fee, I pay 6.5% if it was a 50% discount, 8% discount if it was on off 13% as well. I've not got quick maths to work out what is 80% of 13 like over there overall, but either way, you saved some money as a seller. A lot of people that got familiar of selling on eBay realize that when to go ahead and list it. It usually happens twice a month, if not definitely at least once a month. They put these like special promotions on over there. So because they got this tool on the background, I think they can just genuinely Uno reverse it. And rather than, obviously now they're offering it to the seller, they might offer a buyer protection fee discount. So rather than you paying that 4%, you might only just pay 1 or 2% on a certain time frame. If they were going to do this, I definitely think they're going to do this in higher traffic time frames, like when it's sales, like the Easter sales, Boxing Day, Black Friday, Christmas Day sales, etc. Because obviously they want to create much revenue as possible. So for them enticing buyers to go ahead and spend, it'll be one of them things that they can use and implement. And like I said, they got that tool in the background as well. So whether they do it as frequently as they did do in the past, which they did for numerous years, that is yet to, we have to wait and see. But it's definitely one of those things, guys. If you see that being implemented on eBay, it's time to basically understand that it's going to be involving a bit of patience for yourself, especially if they do it once a month. You just wait for that time frame, gather up your list, write all the cards that you want, and when that buyer fee discount comes up, then it's the time to strike. And that's it, guys. That's my 2 tactics over there. Obviously, you may even have any tips. So the questions are open and available to community out over there. But if you found this video helpful, and if you want to show some support to a small YouTuber like myself, please just go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help out the algorithm. I love doing this type of content, guys, because I get to share a bit of my knowledge and experience in this. It's what my channel was all about when it comes to like Pokemon investment tips, etc. These are the things that I wanted to do to help out the wider community. It's not just all about like, oh, you know, building wealth and all this stuff and everything. It's even ways that I want to showcase people how they can save money as well. Like, this is one of the things that I've obviously coming across from a point of view from passion, experience, and what I implement into my day-to-day life as well. So I'm glad I get to do this sort of content, and yeah, hopefully like it's helped out the wider community overall. Yeah, that's it, guys. Like I said, a lot of info dump, a lot of information over there. If you felt like the video was helpful, then that is absolutely brilliant. I've done my job over here. I'm in the middle of video editing a vlog as well, but I wanted to quickly go ahead and jump this one in because I feel like, because this is such new news and we've only got literally a month to adapt to it, I want to go ahead and get this out first. But you'll definitely be seeing hopefully a video of not long as well, where I've gone ahead and done a vlog on another thing, and I know a lot of people come on this channel because of my vlog content recently as well. Don't worry, guys, we've got something in the pipeline that's being worked on. Just be patient, and hopefully you'll see it by the end of the week as well. Anyway, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you all on the next video.